Tonight, the D&Q Karting Series runs its 5th race of the season. We are halfway. It is Escape Pool Cleaning Night, live from the Millbridge Speedway in Salisbury, North Carolina. Ryan, you're in the top 10 in points. Really hard to do after having a great finish last race. What is it going to take to hold that position in the top 10?
So, yeah, we the first race, I think we finished like 5th or 6th, something like that, and we finished last the second and third race. Just had, bad luck with a flat tire in the third race, and second race something happened with the motor, but ain't no big deal. We started, I think, 4th in that last race, got to 3rd, held 3rd for the whole deal. So if I were to go restart again, and the dash race kind of screwed me a little bit, but the Pro Cup race sort of got moved a little bit with, I think, 2 to go, and fouled back to 4. So we're back in the top 10, ready for the last, I think, 3 races or whatever it is. So, just got to make sure that we keep it clean for the next couple races. Just trying to not lose way too many points and screw ourselves, from the playoff deal.
Ryan, how much harder has the competition got from last year? The
competition is, I'm not going to say the same, but it's definitely different. With the classes being separated now, you got newer people that are fast, that you really haven't raced against, that, you're not used to their moves type deal. But no, it's, I think Busch and Pro Cup are both equally stout in their own rights.
Who's going to win a championship, Busch or Pro Cup? Who do you think?
Pro Cup.
Where's the winner coming from?
Me, Pro Cup.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.
Well, it's always great to have Kyle McGowan out of retirement out here flagging at a D&Q event. A legendary flagman starter, just one of the best.
It is. It's really an honor to have him up top the starting stand here. Always got a great attitude, but doesn't take any crap from the guys out on track, and that's what we need here in the D&Q series. You see that in the tech shed, and we definitely get that up at the starter stand from Kyle.
When he throws the blue and yellow, you better get out of the way of the leader, or he's going to jump off the starter stand and take your ass out. Let's go down and talk to the next person who is one spot out of that top 10 in Pro Cup, Craig Smith. Craig, you're currently one spot out of the top 10 in Pro Cup. What do you got to do to get one more spot and hold on to it?
My chances, I feel, are pretty good. I had Johnny O help me out last week and actually ran my kart in the Busch Series and did really well. So puts a lot of pressure on me for the fact that I know the car's very capable of running up front. So now I just have to put it there. So I'm 3 points behind theirs, 5 points behind Yost, I believe, Biggin. So I just need to go out there and put a run together and hopefully have a good run without any issues, and race my way into this show and get into the top 20 or top 10 in each class where I can, advance.
Craig, who's in the top 10 that you think you're better than that you can go beat?
Oh, I'm probably three or four ahead of me at least. That I can hopefully have a good run, whether it be, I'm not sure if we got 1 or 2 more races, but hopefully, I can, like I said, make some gains, have a couple nights of good racing, and get some momentum where I can carry myself into that playoff.
Busch versus Pro Cup. Where's the champion come from, Busch or Pro Cup?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Man, it depends what night it is. It depends who. These guys are all sharing carts. It's also going to depend, if they end up having different carts, they can't share the same one, so that's going to play into that factor. But, man, I'm gonna leave my tongue tied a little bit on that one. I'll let that one play out and see how it goes.
All right, thanks, Skippy. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, Bill, let's go ahead and take a look at the remaining schedule. On August 10th, we'll have Kara C's Photography Night, and then we've got one of the big ones, the road course, coming up on August 18th.
Oh, the intercourse, one of my favorite races of the whole year. Lots of action always there. Always a surprise winner. I don't think we've had a single repeat winner on the intercourse. So look for somebody new to steal a win, maybe put themselves in a better spot going into the championship. And then you see the last 3 there. Iredell County Fairgrounds, a huge wild card. September 19th, Auto Lube Night. And then the Hoosier Fall Final. We've got our DNQ championship, the last 3 races there. The Busch Series versus Pro Cup champion's going to be crowned once those 2 series get put together. Who knows where the champion's going to come from, and you're going to see the big dicks from one side fight the big dicks from the other. I can't wait. I'm not going to miss a single race.
No, and that road course there, that's going to determine our Pro Cup and Busch Series champions in each series. So definitely an exciting race to watch, and probably one of the better ones to watch. And like you said, Bill, the Iredell County Fair, just an amazing race. The SRI Pole Award goes to the fastest qualifier, and today's Busch Series fastest qualifier is Anthony Kidwell with a 13.433. He'll start on the pole with Eric Riggins on the outside pole here tonight for the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Busch Series.
Row number 2 is Ronnie Shirk and Nick Stroop.
Ray Thies, Chris Bailey in the next row.
Jonathan Ellis and Alex Lacogna.
Austin Compton, last year's Pro Cup champion, along with Damian Jenks in the next row.
Brian Shaw and Kyle Trito follow them.
That's my treat out. Jeremy Murphy.
Jeremy Murphy.
Jeremy Murphy.
Michael Rimmer and Cole. Fuck, I got no idea what his name is.
Thomas Markham and Matt Faulkner. We'll round out the field for tonight's Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Busch Series race. Send a couple carts home, as we always do. Here are the rules for the series. The Busch Series has been around for a little while, man. We've been doing this a while in this Busch Series, and the series has grown tremendously. Let's take a look at the point standings, and we're going to look at the top 10. That's the spot we're looking for. Thies owns it. La Cognata wants it, and we know that there's probably 2 spots that are going to open up. Riggins and Stroop are talking about not running for the championship. They're going to run for the ARCA championship because they share a cart. So we've already asked that question. We're starting to see what some of these guys do. They're going to decline to run for the national championship so they can run for the ARCA title.
Yeah, well, somebody was going to have to sit on somebody else's lap, and I guess they decided that was no good. As we come to the green here, Kidwell and Riggins on the front row. Looks like Riggins able to get a little bit of a shot out into turn 1. He's going to take the lead. Kidwell will slot into the second spot, but not for long. Nick Stroop going to the inside, trying to keep Riggins honest. Or, not Riggins.
Stroop.
Kidwell.
Yeah, sure, whatever. It rained a lot before tonight's race, so practice was shortened to the Cup Series got a 10-minute practice. Everybody was green-white checker qualifying, so if you made a mistake in qualifying, it's really going to put you behind the 8 ball here. But, man, these track conditions, Bill, they remind me of when we had the Nationals and Brandon Connard won all those races. And I look at the cart leading this race right now. They got the wet setup, man. I mean, if there's a cart that has the setup for the wet stuff, it's Brandon Connard, as Snoop Dogg is riding shotgun with Teasley.
Yeah, Brandon Connard likes a heavy track and heavy women, and it's definitely showing here as Eric Riggins is way out in front. Touch Me, Tease Me, blowing a little bit of smoke there. I don't know what's wrong with that machine. Doesn't look like too healthy. As we're on board with Damian Jinkies going inside Ray Thies, feeds him a right front. This is the battle for, looks like maybe 9th place on track. Not a whole lot going on here. But this is really the battle for the playoffs. What we're seeing right here, Ray Thies, he's got the spot. He's going to have to fend off everybody he can, even if it's for 10th place, if he's going to stay in the championship hunt.
What I love about the Winston Cup point system, you get a lot for wins. We actually added to that, but it goes from 5 to 4 to 3. So it's pretty interesting. If you lose a spot, how many points you can actually lose to the guy that's right there with you. And Ray Thies doing a great job as we're watching Matt Faulkner race with Thomas Markham, who had an amazing run last race, finished 3rd in the Busch Classic. Now here back to his regularly scheduled mid-pack finishes. So we're watching Eric Riggins lead Nick Stroop and Anthony Kidwell at the front of this field. And just a bottom night when it rains like this, man. It seems like you're either going to nail it, and some guys can go lower on air when it's like this. Some guys go higher. I mean, it's all across the board, just different.
Yeah, when the track is hooked up, you're flat out no matter what. And it's every little bit of car setup matters. It's aero matters. You're not spinning the tires at all. You're not fighting for grip, so the motor matters. Granted, these are all box stock engines. You pull it out of the box and bolt it on, so they should all be the same. as we see a fairly heavy-set man there keeping an eye on the field.
Kyle McGowan just scouring the field here. Can I throw a yellow for any reason? He's on it. He is on it, man. I love McGowan.
He keeps an eye.
You just talk crap about him all the time. It's great.
One thing we do here at D&Q, as multiple people have been thrown out for tire prep, Kyle McGowan's got a hawk eye for carts that might be prepping. When he sees you get a big run in the mid-corner, when it looks like you probably shouldn't, he's going to radio down to the tech shed and be like, hey, catch number so-and-so. Make sure you tech their tires because he's probably run a little bit better than he should as we go on board with Damian Jinkies. Damian Jinkies, look at that sternum wheel. He's not cranking on that sumbitch. A little bit free. He's going to have to do something to the setup. Maybe he's a little bit low on air and that roll speed's down. He just doesn't have that thing as hooked up as it needs to be fast tonight.
He's also in that air wake of the 21. We know that's not easy. I'm sure once he gets by the 21, he's going to pick up about a half a second on that tack as he's running a 13.5. Let's see what he runs here in traffic. Never mind, we're going to switch the camera. And back on Kyle McGowan, he's got the get out of the way flag, and he's going to wave it. Get out of the way.
He does.
Look at that.
Get.
You can't teach that form. That form.
No, he even pointed to it like, this is for you.
Yeah.
Get.
I'm going to come down there and get your ass if you don't get out of the way.
Eric Riggins doesn't need anybody to get out of his way. He can pass him anyway. Haven't really seen a high line or even a second lane come in yet. There he's about to see a slider for Brian Shaw. Doesn't complete the pass, but feeds him a Nerf bar. That's how you not do it right. Maybe later on here in this race, after our 5 to go caution, we could see some actual sliders get thrown. Here it is, 5 to go.
Yeah, we'll see what
Brandon Connard.
We'll see. Riggins threw a heck of a slider on Stroop last race, so we're going to see if that happens again as we go back green. 5 to go. Restart looks good. Let's see what happens.
Riggins barely edges him out. Stroop coming back up top, but Kidwell's going to fill that hole. I like that form there, Anthony Kidwell. Kidwell's going to stay to the inside, force him up.
Looks like Riggins
can't
threw that
get a
block.
run.
Riggins threw that block on the high lane there. Looks like it's coming in a little bit. That second lane's got some momentum off of 1, just not there in 3 and 4, allowing Riggins to inch away. We'll see if Stroop tries to hit it again.
Yeah, here we go. The battle is for 5th. That's Austin Compton trying to put it up on Bailey. Bailey, nicest guy in the garage, but right now the battle is for 2nd. That's Kidwell inside of Stroop as Riggins runs away with it. Kidwell trying to get that 2nd spot.
Side drafting down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Kidwell gets a little arrow free as the white flag is out. Bailey's looking to pounce. Ron Shute goes around in the back of the field. Kidwell gets around on Stroop. He is going to take 2nd place. But all this is going to happen while Eric Riggins is going to come off a 3 and 4 and take the win in the Busch Series feature.
Down here in Victory Lane, Busch Series winner. Waxed him here this evening. Wasn't even close. What do you got cheated up on this thing that nobody else does?
This go-kart, if you look at our track record, when it's nice and muddy and we can get a hold of some wet dirt on the bottom, the Charger is just like head and shoulders better than anything else I've got. So we didn't really mind seeing the rain, I guess, when it all shakes out, because this thing's on rails when we get in the wet stuff. So yeah, she's dialed. Brandon can't do nothing but win now.
No excuses down here in Victory Lane. Your winner, Eric Riggins Jr.
I had to ask you something.
P2, Anthony Kidwell. Man, it came down. I feel like you were chasing him down there towards the end of the race. The 5 to go caution come out and just came down to lane choice.
Yeah, I was running him down. He slipped up coming off a 2 over here, and I picked up a big gap, but we just ran out of laps. I needed consistent laps. That 5 to go, that's a killer, man.
Do you feel like if you would have chose the top, you would have had a better shot at it, or it just kind of is what it is?
I think so, looking back now. But Nick Stroop, he makes you earn that spot. He don't give you nothing. So
Anthony Kidwell, solid P2. Nick Stroop, I think you won last time I talked to you. Come up 3rd here tonight. What did you need?
I had too much bite in this racetrack. I just bogged way too hard. He's
little weed eater motors ain't got nothing when it rip bogs like that. So just need to get out of the racetrack a little bit. It's all momentum based, so it is what it is. It was, I guess you could say it was fun. It was riding into the line, but no, it's good to see my, I guess you can call it teammate Brokeback Motorsports win it. That's a full sweep so far for 5 races, so that's cool.
I mean, they're cheating somewhere. Just nobody's found it yet. I guess, I don't know.
Fit Stop Performance USAC Series. The SRI pole will go to Kyle Beatty with a 13.025. He's on the SRI pole with Desi Tauges on the outside pole.
On the gas. Row number 2, Johnny Kidwell and Aaron Hodges. Watch for that 821. He's been fast.
The Bad Kitty, Adam Welsh, Stephen Broy.
Mika Hakkinen and Joey Gase.
Dirty Air Donald Colwell and Matt Linker.
Steven Tauges hopefully got the setup from his wife, and Mark Durgan.
Mike Melton, a past champion in the USAC Series. Ryan Richmond, welcome back.
Ralph Williams and Mike Contarino, row 14.
Ryan London, Pickle London, and Ryan Flores in the next row.
Damn, that's a lineup right there. Tyler Richmond and David Crops.
Rob Bates will run out the field. Yeah, that's a lineup if you're going to the bar, for sure. That is
Yeah, I
definitely
didn't know
one heck of a
Pickle
lineup.
had a last name.
Yeah. Nobody knows his real name is Ryan. Here's the USAC information. Yeah, this series, man, doing a great job as well. I mean, everybody that's involved in DNQ has done a great job supporting it, including Kyle McGowan, getting ready to wave some flags here. And, USAC Champ Buggies doing it right, man. It's pretty cool to see a lot of these Champ Buggies in the Southeast.
Yeah, that's every Champ Buggy made in the last 4 years in the Southeast, all here at Millbridge tonight.
Yeah.
Nice to see Ryan Flores make the main.
Yeah. Green flag is out. We're underway. Let's see what Beatty's got for Desi Tauges. An amazing qualifying run there for Desi. She's going to slide back to 4th, maybe 3rd if she can close that hole. But the Tauges, man, they're fast sometimes. And like we said, track conditions play into a big part of where they run and how they qualify. And like we said, sometimes when the track was wet and heavy like this, we got people that run the same setup every week, and it just so happens to work. So
she came out and went hammer down and got on the front row. Slid back to 5th right now, but she's staying right with the leaders. Kyle Beatty, your leader right now, as Bad Kitty Adam Welsh trying to make his way, take that 2nd spot away from, it looks like 2nd spot is Kidwell right now.
Yeah,
Johnny
and
Kidwell.
these two have had a rivalry in the past, Kidwell and Welsh. They've gone at it a couple times, and good to see Kidwell back towards the front in that Kindred Performance Group machine. Those guys have done a lot of work in R&D, and the chassis builders, that's another thing that is part of this series as well. Not only the aero tricks, but the chassis builder. Who are we going to use? We've got Trick coming in here now. We've got Kinder Performance Group. We've got SKE. You've got Phantom. There's a couple of them. There's a couple Chargers out there. I mean, it's impressive as we're watching Flores make his way through this field pretty handily.
Yeah, Flores not a stranger here to the Millbridge Speedway, and definitely not a stranger of passing cars. He's made his way from the back up to the front. That's somebody like him where you don't get a lot of practice. He hasn't had a whole lot of laps lately. Just going out there and putting him up on the dash is we got a left rear off.
Oh, of course. Yep. That stinks. Mark Durgan.
Okay.
Lost the old left rear there. Classical
Yep,
DNQ
night's
fashion.
complete. Official DNQ race now.
Now he's charging $100,000.
Yeah. 55 points, $100,000. Crew chief suspended for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Take your firstborn child when you have one. Green flag back underway. Flores all the way up to 7th. Doing a great job. Linker gets up in a loose step there. Stephen Broy doing another good job as well. Looks like Kidwell may have something for Beatty here as he's going to get to the inside lane. Can he make the move?
Kidwell gets to his inside, pushes him up, a little bit of side draft in there. Kidwell has the preferred line now. He gets that nose out, runs Beatty up to the wall. A couple of clean racers there, pretty normal. When Bad Kitty Adam Welsh gets up in there, that's when the Nerf bars start flying.
Yeah, Adam Welsh started
Beatty
to get there a
keeping
little
him
messing
honest.
around. Yeah, Beatty doing a great job trying to use that side draft to stay on Kidwell's door. Can't quite do it. Beatty now back to the inside on Kidwell. Joey Gase in third, waiting for something to happen here with these two.
Yeah, Beatty's a little bit shorter than Kidwell, so he sits a little bit lower in that machine, little lower CG, little less drag on that SKE car, but not really affecting Kidwell as they're swapping the lead back and forth on each end.
And don't look now, but there's Ryan Flores back in fifth, right behind the bad kitty Adam Welsh. And we're halfway. McGowan throws the X to the whole field as they rocketed down the front stretch, but starting to here's Joey Gase. Joey Gase is here now, so now we've got a three-way battle for the lead.
Joey Gase, definitely a front runner here in the buggy class as Ryan Flores broke into the top 5 now. He's got that thing pointed, trying to get a draft off of the fourth place car of Adam Welsh. Man, Welsh and Flores, those are two. If they start banging Nerf bars, who knows what could happen. There's going to be fireworks, that's for sure.
No kidding. Kidwell's looking for his first win of the year, which is weird to say because he won so many of these races at the beginning of the year, but the NQ competition gets better and better, and it's been tough. And they had some engine issues that they weren't aware of till later in the year that really hurt them at the start of this season.
Yeah, if you're no good, always blame the engine builder. That's what I did. And so either way, they got it sorted out now as clicking off some lead laps. Who's driving the house car? Is that Timmy Nye?
No, that's Ralph Williams. He's back for another
Ralph
go here in the Millbridge house car, which has gotten a lot better. Either that or Tim Nye really sucks. As Joey Gase.
That could be either, yeah.
Yeah, you're not really sure there what you got. Joey Gase in the third position. Adam Welsh in fourth. Stephen Broy having a great run in fifth. 20 blurry. There you go. Yep, 20 to go.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if that was me or the camera.
Yeah. As much as Flowen's up here, you never know. All right, 5 to go. Kidwell chose the top. Green flag back underway. I wonder why he chose the top. That's going to give the door open for Beatty here on this restart.
Well, he thought he could keep the hammer down, and he did, but you can keep the hammer down on the inside, too, and this track is as heavy as it is. My God, I'm about to get sick.
David Crops goes around there on the backstretch. We got a wheel-to-wheel lead with less than 5 to go for the lead. Flores in fifth. Looks like Beatty. Can he clear Kidwell? He's going to do it, getting into one.
Kidwell can't get down to cross him over. Bad kitty Adam Welsh is right there. There he goes. Kidwell goes to the inside of Kyle Beatty. Beat him, gives him room, and gets that big run off the top side. Battle right now is for the third spot as Welsh goes to the inside of Joey Gase. Gase with a run off the top, trying to hold him off, but it looks like Kidwell may have burned his tires up. One more lap to go. Kyle Beatty with 2 car lengths over your second place runner. Kidwell as Gase goes by. Bad Kitty on the outside for your last podium spot, and Kyle Beatty is going to take home the USAC Series race tonight.
Down here in victory lane for the USAC feature, Kyle Beatty, your winner, getting all the safety gear off. Had the hat flying on the back. Well, first of all, what was the hat flying for?
Well, I picked up a new sponsor this week. We got Linker Built Custom Homes here. So trying to represent, keep the bills paid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. These races are hard to win here in USAC. I mean, you really had to fight for that one, too, up on the last restart.
Yeah, the guys back at the shop been working really, really hard day and night on these things. I got to thank Ples for the awesome power. This motor was fresh tonight. Last week when we were out here, we slung the rod right to the front. I dicked it up really bad in qualifying and turned it way too many RPM. And it was just hanging on and then ended up letting go. But he got us a fresh bullet on it for this week, and it was super strong. Car was perfect. The guys did a great job on the pull down, getting this thing tuned. So appreciate all the work.
All the work back at the shop goes into these things. Kyle Beatty, your winner. Johnny Kidwell comes home P2, stepped on your dick completely. I mean, chose the top on the last restart. What are we doing?
Well, I'm usually pretty good on the top on the restarts, but it's not there tonight. I definitely stepped on my dick, but I wish it was that big. I wouldn't be doing this right now. But no, I mean, all in all, this is the best finish we've had all year. We've struggled. We've been riding the struggle bus here lately, and finally the last couple of races, we've been running good, qualifying good, and we had a good starting position tonight, and we got out to the lead and had damn 5 to go, man, every time. But all in all, I'm happy. I could have used Beatty up there a little bit, but it's all right. We'll come back and race again. But I can't thank KPG, John Kinder, this Katana chassis. Yeah, we got it rolling now. We fixed some issues. We had some going around, not chassis issues. So we're back in a better place, and KSR power, and I feel like Freddie with the clutches. So we'll be back. Hopefully, get one more better position next time.
Yeah, coming up one spot short for Johnny Kidwell. Joey Gase finishes third. I don't know if you could hear me. Helmet's still on. But what'd you need to get in there, get for the dub? Here, hold on, wait.
A better qualifying spot and some horsepower. Those guys up front there definitely have some power, but I don't know. I think I started 9th and ended up 3rd, so not too bad. Hopefully can do a little better here in the dash race.
Coming up next in the Dash Series is Joey Gase.
Finish line Wash Pros Dash Series. McGowan's texted some honeys, or his wife. Sorry, he's married. Mike Melton, 13646.
Yeah.
He
already beat Tinder.
He deleted Tinder. He's totally deleted it. There's no cloud on the download. Melton, last champion in this series. It's here in the front row there. Just some Tinderonis, Tinderellas, isn't that what they used to call them?
Yeah, Tinderellas, yeah.
Yeah. You got to live
Line right there, surprise shot.
Joey Gase, double duty here tonight.
Yeah. Zach Campolonia, Chris Allison.
The Dash Series has become like kind of the introductory series to DNQ. It's no stagger. So like Jonathan Stewart's never ran dirt before. He's coming out here to like run his first race. He's getting to learn. And that's what we tell everybody. If you're looking to get in DNQ racing, not sure if you like it, come to the Finish Line Wash Pros Dash Series. Small tires all the way around, stock engine, gear rules, pretty simple, and you have some competition in here. Showalter's in here doing a great job, and as we watch the field pace, we're going to check out the point standings in this series, and Bobby Showtime, very good driver, very established. He's in the lead in points.
Yeah, no surprise there, and he should be, as experienced as he is here in the Dash Series. Going down, I mean, the battle really 4th through 8th. That's one race. Like, you screw up, if Donahue screws up, even Dylan Latour, if he screws up, he can go from 3rd to like 8th in one race. So these guys definitely got to be honest. You can't miss your race. You got to be competitive, or there's major chase implications.
All right, we'll see what Mike Melton has for him tonight. He's going to start on the pole, past champion in the Dash Series. As the green is out, here we go. Jen Welsh did a very good job qualifying. She is starting in 5th. As the green flag's out, we'll see how it works out. He's got some spotters up there in the tower tonight here in the DNQ Series. Got to love it. Got some spotters as Latour gets the 2nd.
Yeah, probably should have been there all year. But... yeah, Magic Mike Melton, fastest trucker in all of Salisbury, out front.
Ryan Ayers in that Josh Schlong Memorial. Said we got one around.
Oh boy!
Wayne Donahue around. Joey Gase around.
Yeah,
Tough
looks like
deal
the
there.
Spoiler's been up on that thing.
You have to put a tail on it here. And Dan Marak got Blaine Donahue pretty good. Just a deal where nowhere to go for Marak. Everybody checked up, and this was under caution, so we had to play this. Sorry, Blaine. And there he goes.
What the fuck?
Sorry, Blaine.
Tipped it over under caution. I think that's a first for DNQ.
Yeah, that's. Sorry, bud. We had to play that. You can't do that and then just not have us play it. Back green on the restart. Just bad enough you wreck. Then you flip by yourself under caution. I don't think I've ever seen that before. 3 wide there for 3rd. Tauges, Welsh, and Latour. Wow, we've got heck of a battle there towards the mid-pack.
Jen Welsh trying to make it stick on the bottom. We're 4 wide now, going down the backstretch. Still 4 wide. Still 4 wide. Haven't wrecked yet. Wow. Now we're
Called
wrecking.
it.
We're wrecking.
Tough break for Jen Wells. Just when you're 4 wide here at Millbridge, I mean, you got enough room, but the patience level just dies. Tough break for Jen. Very good qualifying effort. There we go. With the 49 to 71. What I was saying before is Ayers is in the Josh Long Memorial Machine. So that is Josh's paint scheme. Josh passed away not long ago, about a year ago, as we go back green. And it's a great tribute to him driving that thing. They were best friends. So when you're out there racing, especially in the Dash Series where Josh ran, and you see that thing out there, it kind of makes you do a double take almost. And I'm sure Melton's doing that right now.
Yeah, it does. And Flying Ryan Ayers is easily as good as Josh was, so he's definitely, living up to his legacy. And that number 71 was always at the front, and it's at the front here again tonight. So familiar spot, familiar sight. Magic Mike Melton, he's going to have to do everything that he can to keep that 71 machine of Flying Ryan Ayers behind him. Right now, the battle, it looks like Bobby Showtime in that 5 car trying to take away the 4th spot.
Yeah, and Blaine Donahue's back out there with no body on it, going Dale Sr. style after the flip. He put me back in that seat. He's out here running. There it is right there. No aero advantage. So Dirty Air's probably helping him out a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be fine running back here in this pack, but he's not going to be able to lead a line, unless he's got some really good help shoving.
No kidding. Joey Gase right there in front of him was involved in that wreck as well. Leland Lambert in the 3. There he is. Look at him. Sailing in
pulled
there.
out, and as soon as he pulled out, dropped anchor. That's going to allow the 35 of Joey Gase to get behind him as everybody decides they don't want to pass him, so they pull back in line.
He better make sure he finishes
finishes
like 8th, so you don't have to go through scales.
Yeah.
I'm sure he might be a
Probably
little light.
going to be about 15 pounds light.
Yeah. I'm running 3rd. Get out of it. Finish 5th.
Yeah.
Mike Melton just absolutely putting it to him here tonight. And, like we've said before, whoever's in the 47,
Stenhouse,
he sucks. Halfway. McGowan really enjoying his time here tonight at D&Q. Halfway.
Look at that wrist action.
I mean, you
That
can't
is
get
supple.
any better than that. That's natural. That's natural. You can't teach that wrist action, and he's got it.
No, he even had the little Goldilocks clickety-clack.
Yeah, that was good stuff right there, man. You're dealing with the best in the business. It's Kyle McGowan. You can see him at a lot of legend car races. It's Latour, Air. It looks like there's no race for the lead. It's all Latour and Ayers. We're going to have to see when the 5 to go comes out. And look at this mess here. Chris Allison, Robert Showalter, Zach Campagna, Stephen Towges, and Brian Shaw. The 5 guys racing the shit out of each other.
Hey, I don't care. We got good battles all over this racetrack, except for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
That's what it's all about here in D&Q. Come out, have fun, pound everybody, and then when the 5 to go comes, you just absolutely wreck the field, get in a fist fight, and call it a night, right? That's D&Q, right?
Yeah, rip the body off, flip under caution, whatever. Crack a cold one, we're good.
Tear your stuff up, so you got to work on it in the garage, away from your family at night. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Showalter, we saw him and Lawson have one heck of a battle there. The last Dash Series race, and this one, just like I said, track conditions, it's really tough to handle, especially here in the summer. You don't usually get a wet track.
Yeah, one thing that these guys probably aren't used to is we see some necks starting to fall over. All the grip, whoa, one about goes for a ride into the infield. All the grip and G-forces that these machines are pulling here, as we see our 5 to go caution, some of these drivers are happy to get a rest. But all these G-forces these drivers are pulling, that's pulling your head to the side. So these guys are pulling 3-4 Gs. If your head weighs 10 pounds, that means it really weighs 40 pounds in these corners, as we got a huge battle back for 10th.
Just terrible.
Yeah, some of these drivers aren't as fit as they probably should be, so Magic Mike Melton, he's definitely in good shape. He's 3-4 car lengths out ahead in the lead now. I'm a little bit too drunk to see who's in 2nd place.
Zach Campolonia doing a great job. Chris Allison on his rear bumper. Ryan Ayers seemed to fade to fifth there on that restart. But Zach Campolonia and
Bobby
Chris Allison
hammering the back
Bobby
bumper.
Allison. That Miller time.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, anyway.
Look at that.
Mike Melton.
Steven Tauge has made his way from the back up into the top 5. He's sitting 4th right now. One more lap to go.
McGowan throwing the white. Oh, it's one less white flag I got to throw before I can get out of here is all he's thinking. Mike Melton passed the tire sample, and he is going to take the win in the Dash Series.
Magic Mike Milton in victory lane for the Dash Series. Getting a beer shower, Busch Latte shower in victory lane. Your winner here in the Dash Series, pending a tire test. You got a nice bath. This is the fastest truck driver this side of the Mexican border. This thing was dialed in. I mean, I haven't seen your carts dialed in this fast in a long time, Magic. I mean, who you got to thank for this bad boy?
God, because we got a little rain. An old nemesis comes to life when the track gets heavy, man. It's always, we struggle when it dries up. We got decent speed, but not like everybody else. But whenever it gets like this right here, this whole thing comes to life, man. So, man, I ain't gonna lie. I had some chills when that black 71 rolled up beside me, man. I just thought about my good buddy Josh, and it's nice to see Ryan giving that thing such a good ride. It was just surreal for a minute there, man. When I saw that thing rolled up, I was like, God damn, Josh, man. Anyway, no, the track was the biggest thing for us tonight. This cart just kind of works good when it's heavy, always has. So got to qualify good, kept some good speed in it, made the right adjustments with the air pressures. I went ahead and went back to what we normally do because I felt like the track had a lot of grip in it, and it did. So Jeremy's done a real good job getting it straightened back out after the rain. So just got to thank Steven and Dan, Turbo, especially Steven because he's going to have to wash all that crap off now on Monday when we get back from Pocono. So.
Well, he smells like body odor and Busch Light. I don't know which one smells worse. All right, Zach Cowabunga finishes P2. Good battle there towards the end with you and Chris Allison. I mean, Magic was in a league of his own. What did you need there to contend with him?
I don't know if I could hang with him on the long runs. He just took off. That thought to go just wasn't my favor. I gave him a nice shove, and I was just trying to hang on to it. Appreciate Chris running me clean, didn't wreck me. I want to thank Rob Showtime, Race at the Garage Door coming aboard this season with the Dash program and the Cup Series. Big shout out to them, and first top 3 to this season, I'll take it.
Zach Cowabunga, solid P2 run. Chris Allison, his first podium? First podium. Okay, I don't know my DNQ facts. Okay, depends on the tech shop.
I won one the other week and got thrown out for the surge there, so we're gonna see. Hopefully it's first podium here, but you never know.
I mean, had decent speed, come to live there at the end. What did you need to contend for the win?
I think I just need to qualify a little better. This is only the second time I brought this card out. It's getting better and better. He run me clean. I just couldn't complete the pass. I couldn't hold the bottom and keep my momentum up.
Well, he didn't take the play out of most people's playbook and just shove him in the fence, so P3 it is.
Auto Lube and Repair Pro Cup Series. No surprise here. Brandon Conard on the pole with a 13.516 bill. This is his track right here. If he doesn't win this thing, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it is. Heavy track, heavy women, Brandon Conard, Zach Stroop.
Beef Tips Machine qualified 3rd. Good job with Kidwell in 4th.
Zach Fowler and Eric Yost.
Oh, Teasley's in this one. Well, whoever was driving that shitbox last race had Snoop Dogg smoking.
Yeah. J.R. Norris and Sheldon Creed.
Matt Noyce making his first start. Congratulations, Ron Shute.
Yeah. Bob Wiedemann and Zach Smith.
Dustin Dunn. Ryan Ayers. Double back-to-back.
Cody Sauls and Crossthread Craig Smith.
Well, see, Smith's got
Auto Lube and Repair.
Smith has got to beat Ayers, so at least he made the A main. And honestly, that's a battle that you got to consider. trying to get in the top 10 here,
Yeah.
you got to make the A main, and that's literally things that we're seeing right now in the points. And here's the Pro Cup Series we talked about earlier. Teasley's not far away. Neither is Jalen Norris. Shoot, I mean, all these guys just have to make the A main. And
that's one race.
And that's big points right there. So we saw Whiten, he was really close to the top 10. Blows up last race. Kills them in points.
Yeah.
So we sent a lot of guys home, but making the feature is a big deal for some of these guys that are trying to scrap their way into the top 10 here in the Auto Loop and Repair Pro Cup Series. We'll see if Brandon Connor can live up to what Eric Riggins did in the same cart. Ben Murphy and the Beef Tips machine going to give it a shot as well. As we are green. Gotta love the Pro Cup Series and the Busch Series. If you had to pick one, where do you think the champion comes from there, Bill? As J.R. Norris just gets straight up dumped by Matt Nice.
Yeah, not anywhere in this screen.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He just straight up dumped him there. All right, let's look at that again. He was already losing it. I think he was already free.
I mean, kinda.
Craig Smith
I don't
inadvertently
know what
just
Crossroad Craig Smith
spun by
is doing.
himself back there. Points racing.
Just trying to flat spot some tires, I guess. I don't
Points
know.
racing. Saving it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Connor going to go ahead and take the green flag. You know what? You know that Riggins and Stroop probably are not going to run for the national championship. So then you got Zach Stroop, you got Kidwell, Ben Murray. The points totally reset, so it doesn't mean shit what you've done throughout the year. So that's what makes it really interesting for me to think about. I guess I would have to say Kidwell would probably be the number one for me. That would probably win it.
That's what's so unique about this war between the two series. We have no idea how the two classes stack up against each other. You know, some of these guys could be winning and then put the two classes together and they're half a second off. You know, like iron sharpens iron. So if these guys are a bunch of clowns messing around, you know, with rubbing a couple of Twinkies together, then they're not going to be fast at all, even though it looks like in this class that they're the cream of the crop, when the other class could be half a second faster, you know. So it's really hard to tell, and I'm so excited to put these two groups together and see who's actually better and who's going to be the champion.
Yeah, and I mean we saw somebody like Zach Smith last year, probably one of the better carts at the end of the year last year. Now he's way back there. So it's the setups have evolved so much. I mean, there's so much stuff that's changed over the years. It's out of control. People who said they ran stuff last year they wouldn't even touch this year. It was just amazing to me. And I'm sure the track conditions play into it as we're watching Beef Tips and John Kidwell battle it out there. Ben Murphy driving Beef Tips machine for fourth.
Yeah, Eric or who the hell's in that? Not Rig, it's Connard. Connard, I mean, out there all by himself. That machine is hooked up. It was hooked up earlier in the night, and it looks like they might have put the tune on it. Track might have come in a little bit more or just put a better driver in the seat. But that machine is hauling.
Yeah, no kidding. And then you've got Stroop in second. Zach Stroop. We watched Nick Stroop run that kart as well. So that trend continues with those guys. And Kidwell, who's in third, we watched Anthony Kidwell. So not much has changed. These guys have all run the same karts. And I'm not so sure that John Kidwell will run either. He might let Anthony run for that championship. So, like we said, we just don't know where everybody's going to land.
Yeah, the track tonight, it definitely lends itself to a driver that can hop in there, put him up on the dash, and hold that pedal down. And it looks like Connard can definitely do that. This is a matter of how much you can trim out. Like how little drag can you have, take all the downforce out of it, pump the tires up, take all the scrub out. What can you do to make this thing roll fast? And it looks like Connard has the hot ticket, and he ain't scared to hold it down either. As we go all the way in the back, Dylan Teasley looks like running for dead last. Not really sure, maybe a little hungover.
Yeah, and we're looking at Bob Wideman, Ron Shute, all those guys that are battling for a spot into the top 10.
Missed it tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
No kidding. All right, so it's
one
of those things we've all seen it happen is the top three are stacked on top of each other. Ben Murphy in a solid fourth place position. Like we said, winning the two Hoosier National races in 2020 for Brandon Connard wasn't an indication enough. Tonight's track is played into his hands like we talked about, but the people that it hasn't played into the hands of, they're really struggling. They don't know what the hell happened. So, I mean, you got to have a notebook built up by now of what the track conditions are and what you need to run. I mean, these guys have run this enough. They should know by now.
Yeah, Connor, Riggins, the Stroop brothers, they all come out of the same camp. They got a huge notebook, really smart guys, great crew chiefs as well as drivers. Some of these guys, maybe battling back there for that 10th spot, they might come and run the same setup every single week. Your Brad Parrots of the world. You can't do that when the track is like this. It takes a completely different setup from when it's 90 degrees and hasn't rained in 6 weeks and the track's really dusty and hard and slick. Right now it's hammered down, and what you're bringing here, you got different crossweight, you got different nose weight, you got different air pressure, you got different camber as our 5 to go caution comes out. Look at that.
Kyle was showing he's 5 beers
piece
deep.
Of American cheese.
He's saying I'm 5
beers deep. Yeah, 5
and then
more.
he threw the yellow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Green flag. We are back underway. Let's see what happens here with that 5 to go. Sheldon Creed throwing him on the dash, trying to make the move on the end. Yeah. Getting a pissing match here with the 4 cart. Didn't work out for him.
Good looking cart there.
It was.
Gold.
It was till this restart. Here we go. John Kidwell sneaking his way up there on Stroop. Here comes Ben Murphy to the inside. He's going to take the 2nd position.
Beef tips sliding on in there.
And here, there's a 3-banger there. Stroop, go ahead and this is interesting racing back here. Dustin Dunn chilling out in 5th.
Yeah, 3 wide on the top. Rarely works out. Didn't that time. Battle right now is for 2nd. Stroop on the inside of Kidwell.
Yeah, and in the back of the pack, I saw Craig Smith just shit-canning somebody. I'm not sure who it was there, trying to get in the top 10. White flag is out for Brandon Connard. Let's see what this battle is here for 2nd as Ben Murphy gets underneath, and they're 3 wide. See how this plays out, but not going to stop Connard from taking another win on a wet racetrack. Congratulations.
Connard wins. Beef Tips was 3rd. Who ended up 2nd there? Hard to tell. Was that Kidwell? Stroop.
Down here in Victory Lane, the real Fergie time in Victory Lane once again. Well, you had no excuses because the 22 went to Victory Lane once, so you get to do it here again here in Pro Cup or whatever we just ran.
Yeah, it was a good night for us. The weather was awesome, so this thing gets around the mud. In the dry, it's not so good, so we got to get to work, but we were able to sweep the night. That's pretty cool.
I feel like the 22 runs better when Chris isn't here. Is that true?
Yeah, I called him after qualifying. I was like, I qualified pole, and he was like, dude, you run better when I'm not there, so maybe I have to stay at home.
Brandon Connard in Victory Lane. Zach Stroop comes home P2. I mean, this is a hornswoggle for that P2 spot. You guys were using each other up, but came out with it.
Yeah, we did. I didn't expect for it to get as rough as it did. I mean, we've had some pretty good clean races here lately with the top 3 guys, but it is what it is. We got some doors, so we just fed some back.
Zach Stroop, P2 here tonight. Ben Murphy, solid P3. First question, what's it like to drive for the world-class team owner in Beef Tips?
It's the best opportunity I've ever had. He's great at drinking beer. He's great at bullshitting and talking a lot, and he shines the cart real good.
Solid P3. I feel like you guys needed this. I mean, what do you need to be up there and win contention?
We're really close. I felt like the last couple races we were really close. The track was definitely different tonight with all the rain. I just missed it just a little bit. I feel like each night, really, I feel like I missed it just a little bit. Sometimes I have to start farther back and fight my way up through, but the top 4, at least the guys in front of me, were really close. So just need to gain a little speed.
Ben Murphy in the Beef Tips machine finishes P3.
Bullshitting. Right there. Just bullshitting.
Just bullshitting.
Standing there bullshitting. Perfect.
That's all.
The SRI Pole Award given out to the fastest qualifier, James Stanley Jr. Welcome back. 13.030. Paid his fine from his tire failure. He's going to start on the outside pole due to the invert. Curtis Markham will get the pole. Had a fast qualifying time.
Mike Rotten, Mark Ellis, row number 2.
We're out another guy who likes a wet track, and so does Curtis Markham. So I don't know what they got going on, air pressure-wise or setup-wise. Those guys are fast. at a wet track. Scott Zorowski back in the series after a long hiatus with CJ Winslow.
Mike Connerino and David Odell. Bobby Showtime, Chris Bailey.
Chris Bailey, the points leader. Todd Chaffee, again.
Fastest
Tired
tire
unit.
guy in Millbridge.
Craig Smith, Adam Welsh.
Bob Wiedemann, Zach Campolonia. And Mika
Mickey
Hawkins.
Harshaw. Cup Series. Racing for that trophy at the end of the year. 410 clones, a little bit faster. Lots of stagger. Just balls. Letting it rock. McGowan's ready to get out of here. You can tell by the way he's throwing that yellow. He's ready to go get some dinner. He's tired. He's had
Couple
enough.
cold ones.
It's probably about 6 deep by now, for sure.
Yeah, that was his count before.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see where he's up to here. I don't know where he's at yet. I love the Cup Series here. This is a series that has grown so much. The original D&Q series. I remember back when, Bill, you were racing with us. We had the full built engines. They were too fast.
Tonight would have been a great night to run those. Holy shit.
This reminds me of old Millbridge where you'd punch 30s with the Yellow Vegas. And
Yeah. Pair of Yellow Vegas with some goat and Creo on them and a built motor with some methanol and blue dye in it. God, it'd be fast.
Hold that helmet strap tight. Green
Yep.
flag, Curtis Markham. Hauling ass. Doing a great job. I love when Curtis Markham leads these races because he's still got it. You know, you
Still
can't
got
take it
it.
away from him.
Nope. Yeah, he likes to go hammer down. Not real good on the slick stuff, but we got one around in turns 1 and 2.
Adam Welsh went around here. We're going to do another restart. Mark Ellis snuck over there and took the lead away from Curtis Markham. Let's see if he can hold on to it. As we go green, the 26 back there in the back of the pack. It's a restart problem. Can't cut down a lane. And here we go. Man, this Cup Series is freaking wild on these restarts. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
3 wide,
4,
stacked
5
up,
wide.
left, right. I mean, these clones are not, they're not as fast as they used to be when we were racing as a bumper goes flying off. Shitty plastic one. But they're still pretty fast for having all that stagger to slow them down as that bumper is going to bring out the caution for debris. All right. These restarts,
Stanley?
I mean, you know that back when we were racing, the restarts were wild, man. It's oh jeez, we got another problem in the back there,
Yeah.
Connerino.
Yeah, my God. Guess these guys can't line up.
These are supposed to be the best racers. As Mike Rout goes around the outside of Ellis, and he's going to take the lead from the top. James Stanley in third, doing a great job.
Yeah, these machines get wound up. Here you see those guys tried to make it work in the Usac series earlier. Couldn't quite get it done. Track's in a little bit better shape. Looks like it's got some more grip as we go on board with James Stanley riding third. Track's got some grip in it now. You might be able to get these things wound up on the top and make them stick.
Now, this is a camera that's inside the visor, so that's why it looks a little distorted there, but this is behind the visor. You can see the dirt around the outside of this view, but a pretty cool camera that he's got set up in this thing as he's riding in.
This is exactly what the driver sees. So when he's looking, he's picking his spot where he's going to hit the corner at. And when he's not looking that way and he misses the corner, that's exactly why. He didn't know where he was going.
I love when they say that shit on TV. You're like, yeah, no shit. That's why you put the camera there. David Odell in that 389 making the move under Stanley. Can't quite make the pass. Fall back to fourth. Virtue a lot of these restarts here. We got Josh Napier in second.
Yeah, these guys are beating and banging and trying to make all the passes they can right now, but all that's doing is letting your leader in second place get out a little bit more. Some of these guys are going to have to line up and shove a little bit, use that draft to their advantage if they're going to catch the top two. But, of course, they go too wide again behind them.
Mike Rout hasn't won a race yet this year, come very close a lot of times. And we know at the Miltona 50, when the track conditions are like this, he runs very well, just hasn't won that race either. But here he is tonight, just getting it done with Napier there in second. And the battle's really for third between Odell and Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley goes to the inside. Or no, Stanley's on the outside. Who the hell is Stanley? I don't know.
Well, Stanley's the red
He's on
one.
the
Odell's
inside.
the yellow. Yeah.
Got it.
McGowan, he's got that X ready. He's ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
Said, hey, baby, be ready for me tonight. Have some leftovers, and you get ready.
Yeah. Pour yourself a nice glass of boxed wine. I'll have the rest. Yeah.
Josh Napier having you got to applaud people that don't run up front normally that are up there right now. And right now he's having a great night. Running second, and Odell has made his way up to third, getting to that back bumper as well.
Yeah, I'm getting some rookie Ryan Newman vibes from Napier right now. When the track's fast and hammered down, all he does is hold it to the wood, and he's going to be up there front row Joe.
No kidding. Seeing Odell almost getting ready to battle there with him. Stanley hanging out there in fourth. Chris Bailey, the points leader, doing a great, solid job in fifth. And that's all you need to do is we go on board with James Stanley with the visor cam, which is just what the drivers see.
Yeah.
in fourth.
Yeah, you see him there trying to use the high line, catch a little bit of momentum. I can't see shit out of this. I don't know how he does. He's a better driver than I am. As Odell goes to the inside of Napier, Odell's trying to get up there and get in a good spot for when we get this 5 to go caution. He'll be able to pounce on our leader.
Stanley's camera looks like me almost every Fox Friday back in 2008.
Yeah.
Bumping around, really blurry, don't remember a lot of it. As we got a battle for the lead. Napier gets in the left rear of Mike Rout, and that opens the door as there's our 5 to go.
Yeah.
Son
You
of a
forgot
bitch. We're
Sausage
having a good
Fest,
race. We're having a good race. Yeah, Sausage Fest.
Yeah.
Can Mike Rout survive the 5 to go caution? Green flag is out. We're back underway. Stanley sticks it in there. Can't quite get it 4 wide.
Could have been real bad there, and Chris Bailey got shoved up into the wall. And looks like, yes, he is going to be able to hold on to the lead. Took a whole lap to sort that out, and we got one tipped over.
There goes the air filter.
Air filter's gone. We got half a body panel laying there in the middle, and then roly-poly in turn number 4.
Let's see what happened here. Chaffee gets spun. Oh!
Oh!
McGowan didn't even throw the yellow.
Throw it! Put it out!
McGowan?
Put it out!
Let's look at the DNQ.
You looked right at him.
See
Was
it.
just like,
Let's NBC it.
DNQ it.
DNQ it, which means I'm going to zoom in really close on our shitty camera. Tough break. Oh, we NB saw it.
McGowan looked right at it. Was like, meh.
Yeah, they're good. Green flag, only a few laps left. Napier on the outside. Can he make it happen? Oh, get fed that right rear by James Stanley. Here comes Junior. Here in
Stanley,
second.
he knows how to win some of these races. He might have been saving his shit the whole race, but oh, he's not. He's going to have to battle Odell. Odell shoves it to the inside. Here comes Napier. God, these guys won't let half a quarter go by
Odell
without
had
bumping.
to check up hard there for James Stanley. Kind of cut him off there a little bit. And here's Chris Bailey just doing his deal, trying to win the championship. He's up to 4th now. White flag is out. Can Stanley dive bomb Route? Let's see what happens there. Odell
Here
cuts
comes
underneath
Odell
Stanley.
with a huge run out of nowhere.
Yeah, there it is.
Stanley.
Mike Route's going to take his first win of the year.
Down in victory lane, Michael Root, my favorite driver to talk about, finally makes it to victory lane. Man, this thing was dialed in.
Oh my God, yeah! Pit crew definitely hit air pressures, gear, everything tonight. That track was. Jeremy did a hell of a job on fixing the track after the rain. This kind of track condition really fits my driving style, and I just loved it. It was amazing. Finally felt good to get a win after so many top 5s this year.
No offense, but it seems like all the guys that run in the back have won tonight. Is this just like a no talent track, or what's the deal?
Yeah, that's exactly what this is, a no talent track. That's why I just won.
Michael Root in victory lane.
job, man.
Thank you, guys.
We're gonna do a little.
James Stanley third. Didn't seem happy there between you and Odell. You come out on the short end of the stick. What happened? He just outjewed you, I guess.
Yeah, which, I mean, he was faster. He probably had the cart to win. But he got under me and tried running me to the wall, and I don't really like that because obviously that's dangerous. I don't really appreciate that. But good run for Mike. I had a great time. DNQ is always fun. Just didn't have enough really getting into the corner through the center. Didn't have enough drive. I guess we went a little too high in the air, but all in all, it was a pretty good night. Third, I'll take it.
Temper settling down here, but a good run for James Stanley.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. All right, Bill. Let's take a look at the Cup Series point standings. 5 out of 10 events have been completed. Chris Bailey's got the lead, but Mike Rout with that win really closed the gap there in second.
Yeah, that's really close. Adam Welsh, was he even in that race?
Yeah, he sucked.
Wow.
Somewhere towards the mid-pack.
Unlike him, Ryan Ellis, yeah. He ran up front. Bobby Showtime. I mean, that's really, once you get past Showtime, that's top 5. That's your championship contenders right there.
And honestly,
it's going to be really hard for Zach Campolonia and Todd Chafee, Winslow, Mika Hakkinen, some of those guys to make up that much ground at this point in the year.
But 88 points back is really not that bad. Let's say, for instance, if Showalter goes out and wins the next 4 races, it's 20 points right off the bat per win. So
I mean, he doesn't even have to win all 4 races. If he can top 3 the rest of the season, and Chris Bailey has one bad night, I mean, he's going to be right up in it. And same with Mike Rout. My God, if he knocks off one more win and Chris Bailey finishes 5th, your top 2 change.
And you got to look at the values of their worst finish. I know that Chris Bailey's got one really bad finish, and we drop your worst finish or a missed race. You can miss a race or drop your worst finish. So I think Rout's got some in the bank there. So if Bailey has a bad finish, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out here in the Escape Pool Cleaning Cup Series. Really close championship battle here so far. We'll see what the next 5 races has to offer for that. Let's take a look at Auto Lube and Repair point standings, and you see what I'm talking about, Bill. A win does a big thing for this point standing.
It can't get any closer than 0. We got a tie at the top of the Auto Lube and Repair Series point standings. Johnny Kidwell and Brandon Connor tied. They are 1 and 2. Zach Stroop, Brian Murphy, Chris Guin, all within striking distance. Guys that are going to need some help. Zach Smith, he's going to need a little bit of help. Flying Ryan Ayers, Chris Allison, those guys, they're going to need some prayers and some bush lights.
Yeah, no kidding. And Ryan and Zach Smith isn't totally out of it. I mean, it could happen, like you say, needs some help. But Ryan Ayers doing a great job. He was outside the top 10 a couple of races ago. Now he is in 7th, so he should transfer to the National Championship Series. Pit Stop Performance Usac Series. This is another close one. I'm not going to call it yet. I even still think the way these races have gone with these open wheels, Joey Gase still might even have a chance at this.
It'd be pretty tough for him. He's going to have to knock off some wins, and he's going to need Beatty to have some trouble. But Beatty and Welsh, Melton, I mean, those 3 guys, even Johnny Kidwell, those are your top 5 every single week. So you get a couple different track positions. We got the road course coming up. We got the fairgrounds coming up. We got the Hoosier 100 coming up. I mean, it's 3 different types of racetracks, 3 different surfaces. There ain't no way we're going to get 3 consistent winners in a row. There's going to be some guys that run good. There's going to be some guys that run bad. Fairgrounds, complete wild card. I mean, you can get a little bit up in that angel dust out of 4, knock the rear bumper off that thing on lap number 1 and be done.
The 5 to go restart at the Iredell County Fair. You look at that right there alone is going to hurt some it's going to hurt some feelings, man. If we don't have, that's that's really going to be one of those racetracks that we're looking at, especially the road course. That's going to make it very interesting for points. Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Bush Series. We know that Riggins and Nick Stroop are only going for the championship in this series. Then they're going to drop down and run ARCA, which opens the door for some guys that might be out of the top 10 in points. But right now, for this battle, it seems like it's between the two of them and Austin Compton as an outsider.
Yeah, Austin Compton kind of fell back a little bit lately, so he's going to really have to turn his season around if he's going to fight those two, because Reagan's killed him tonight. Stroop right there on his back bumper. It's going to be really tough to beat those guys, but Chris Bailey, another super smart racer, always up there in the top 5, never really flashy, but never really runs bad. Anthony Kidwell, he was up there tonight, so he's had a lot of speed lately. It could definitely happen, it might not just be Riggins and Stroop fighting for the championship.
Let's take a look at the Dash Series, which we had looked at before. Chris Britt did not transfer from the B main tonight, and that's one of those things that we talk about. Can't put yourself in those situations if you're going to win a championship, but you never know. I mean, Showalter's been so close in the past in winning this championship and had a problem in tech. Something else would happen, and it's pretty much his championship to lose at this point, because I don't see Campolonia being one of those names that rattles off a bunch of wins when he hasn't won one yet. So he's doing great,
right?
But none of these guys are going to rattle off a bunch of wins. I really see Showalter winning this thing, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Britt not even making the show tonight. Huge surprise for somebody sitting second in the points. Campolonia, yeah, he's been up there, right? But Showtime, he's really been the guy to click off some wins, and he has his own bad nights too. So, like we just talked about, there's 3 really unique, difficult tracks coming up at the end of the year. So, you can't really count anybody out yet.
2nd to 7th is really close. So that's how you got to look at it. Melton had a tech failure. So if he didn't have that, he'd probably be up right there with Showalter. So interesting to see how that series plays out as well. But, I mean, look, we've got an exciting last 5 races to go here, Bill. And, I mean, the schedule really ramps up. You got to have your stuff ready because we're racing really quick. We're cramming these 5 races into the last end of the year. But that's when you really got to pull through and show your best.
Yeah, now is when it really starts. You got to get your game on, and we definitely saw tonight some people were on top of their game, and some people are still lacking. They're going to have to go back to the shop, put in the time in the wind tunnel, put in the time on the engine dyno and the pull-down rig, and try to find something. But if you're one of those people that are in the top couple in points and looks like you're going to have this championship wrapped up, you can't make mistakes. You got to checklist your shit when you're not drunk. You're going to have to come out here and qualify good, even if you do get a green-white checkered for practice. You are going to have to be on your game the rest of the year. And you're going to have to fight for everything, every single race. So if you're not having a good night running 7th and 8th, you're going to have to turn that into a 4th or 5th. So there's plenty of time for people to lose it. There are plenty of time for people to win it. But now's the time of year where the nights get long and the hours get hard, and racers race.
The cream will always rise to the top, brother. That's what Macho Man would say. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next race, Karasee's Photography Night, August 10th, and really excited to go to the fair. But we'll see you guys later, and road course coming up soon. We'll see how it plays out.
Peace.